One of the most liberating things a lawyer could ever experience is the gentle acceptance that no matter what you do, your client messed up so bad that you'll never win. It's just never gonna be your fault, and you're here to play a role and collect your cash. I imagine that gentle acceptance is washing over the poor lawyers who were hired by Darius and Squeeze for their absolutely stupid criminal behavior that they recorded live on Kick. I don't know what it is about this week, but I recorded videos for 6 different streamers who are doing very legally entertaining things. But hey, we're all having fun watching this, right? So let's get the popcorn out. Today's video is in honor of Darius and Squeeze, 2 Kick streamers who were deciding to make content that was what I would imagine what would happen if the show Cops was filmed by the criminals instead, okay? For their very first crime, they thought it would be fun to commit burglary. Some other creators called it robbery, but it's not by force, so this is burglary from a motor vehicle. All right, what they did was they went into the truck of their friend who lives with them and is also a streamer, and he lives in their content house, all right? They go into his truck and they take his stuff without his permission. Not cool, but could be a joke, right? Well, their streamer friend saw the whole thing live because these guys are idiots, and he confronted them, all right? At first, he seemed kind of jovial. He was making fun of them, but then the gloves came off because they just straight up hit him.
We put that there so that you would
start listening to me talking. Start listening to me talking.
Hey.
That right there is a battery. Now, some of us say assault, but battery is when you actually hit someone. Assault is when you threaten them, but battery is when you hit someone or something that someone is holding or is attached to, okay? So if they hit the camera here, that's a battery. They can't say things like, oh, all ball, I didn't touch you, Then they take their legal liability spree from criminal and move it into civil. Now, I have to admit, this was a combo move I didn't expect, okay? Because I thought this was gonna be a fight and that's it. They stole something, then a fight, but no. These guys are experts, okay? They took their friends, their victims' belongings, okay? He lives with them. They took his stuff and threw it out of the house. Now remember, he's actually a tenant, all right? So locking him out opens them up to civil liability. Since they have no right to do that, they'd have to go through an unlawful detainer / an eviction process with the courts, okay? These guys are purely special. Then these Kick streamers lock themselves out of their own house when they're trying to illegally evict this guy, all right? So what did they do? What would any grown, mature man do in a situation like this? They decided to attack a random woman who was sitting on the side of the porch and we're not even facing them.
Yep. Nice.
Sorry, I need to get a measure.
Yeah. Yeah.
They egged this poor woman who was just sitting there, and they even said, hey, don't get this on camera, okay? Because that also is a battery. Okay, so guess what happened next? Well, the cops showed up, all right? And the live stream ended when these idiots got arrested. No, it didn't. It didn't? Oh, yeah. Okay, so in jail, you get one phone call, right? We all know that from the movies. And if you've ever been to jail, I have, you can see a bunch of lawyers' cards next to the cells because a reasonable person, even an idiot, would think, I'm currently in jail. Maybe I should call a lawyer because I'm literally in jail right now. But Darius isn't a reasonable person. Darius isn't even an idiot. I don't think he thinks anything at all. This guy uses his one phone call to call back someone that's in the content house and put him on speaker and do 2 things. Number 1, he asks chat for advice. Stupid, but kind of harmless. But number two is really the right name for what he did here because he took a real solid dump on his already horrible defense, okay? On a recorded call, both recorded on his live stream and recorded by the jail, because they always record your jail calls. Darius asked if the woman victim, the one he egged, could be convinced to lie to police or change her story. That's tampering with a witness. And in Texas, that can get you jail time, buddy. If they charge it as a felony, and they might do it because if you look at the whole story, they might decide to charge this as a felony, that's a minimum of 2 years prison. Not like he wasn't hell-bent on going to jail that night anyways, okay? Because if it wasn't for the burglary from the motor vehicle, it was gonna be for the battery on his friend. And if it wasn't for the battery on his friend, it was gonna be for the battery on the woman. And if it wasn't gonna be for the battery on a woman, he was just gonna add on top of all that witness tampering because he loves jail. He just loves jail. And aside from all that, just as a nice little bonus, that combo move I told you about, he wants to be in civil court too because he kicked out his tenant without any cause. This guy is just like, It's something else. I don't know what it is. Look, I'm on my lunch hour. I see all this stuff. What is going on with these live streamers, okay? Should I become a live streamer? It seems like the intellectual bar for this job is much lower than it was, like, what, 3 years ago, all right? Now, if you watch Darius or Squeeze, you've got to raise your hands in the comments. Like, let us know. We won't shame you, but we're just gonna have a lot of questions.